Saturday morning. Don't it suck? Sure, you can use the money, but I'd rather have the time. I would rather be back at home in bed. But at least I know on Saturday I'm going to get a parking space. Because we're usually the only shift working. But you gotta love it. It's kind of like when you did extra credit as a kid, but okay. Some rather interesting things are hitting my inbox. Things I did not expect to see. But I'll go into more detail when I have more info, okay? Now, one of the reasons being speculated for the 8 episode thing is maybe that was a trade-off for getting some spin-offs. Okay, I can see that. If the BBC is going to actually do them, that's another thing. Because you got to remember, it seemed like me they set up Class deliberately to fail. It just, my opinion on the subject, that's what I think. I don't know. Because, Okay, well, I'll look at it again when it comes up. Sometimes if you tap the thing right here, it'll bring back the comment box. So some folks are... Now, here's the thing about bringing back Torchwood at this point. Now, I know John Barrowman was on and put up a brief video about getting some bad news. But I don't think he went into what. And it's like that poor guy doesn't deserve any more bad news. I wish I'd, gone over to at least say hi or something or give him some support when he was at GalaxyCon, but it's just... I knew if I got sucked into the autograph section, I'd never leave until we were broke and living under a bridge, because everybody and their grandmother was there. We're talking like Rosario Dawson. We talked with Brian O'Halloran when we walked in briefly, and I feel kind of guilty because I didn't get his autograph. I did get one of his stickers, which I got to make a... I'm going to put somewhere here on the car, I think. But... So that kind of worries me, because if it does have to do... Now, like I said, this is pure speculation land. Remember, John's in Cancelville right now because of crap he did over a decade ago. On a closed set with adults. I'm sorry, but there's plenty of other things in life that would traumatize me more than seeing a gay man's willy. Well, we already have John's autograph. Remember, it's up. Oh, you're talking about Brian O'Halloran. He was a nice guy, though. He was funny. Well, that's what I'm speculating, too, that they're going to bring back Torchwood without him. And to me, that's going to be a big, fat mistake. Mistake numero uno. They threw him under the bus because, somebody else, Noel Clarke, couldn't keep his hands to himself, allegedly. And I'm just dying laughing at all the people who just came out and... Yeah, sorry, but Jack Harkness is the Torchwood, what J.R. Ewing was the Dallas. And if you're an old person, you'll know what I'm talking about. So if they bother to ring out a Torchwood spinoff, yeah, and I really hope they disregard Miracle Day, because the ending for Miracle Day was bad. Jack's blood made such and such immortal. Oh, God. It had nothing to do with his blood. So I'm really hoping that that's not the case. But given some of the stuff I'm starting to see, it could be. And I'm really hoping they aren't that... It's like... I'm sorry, but I have to walk up to RTD and go, are you stupid? Are you actually going to cave into this nonsense? Because if you put out Torchwood... Now, we all love Eve Miles, don't get me wrong. She was really good in keeping faith, as well as Torchwood. But you can't have Torchwood without Jack Harkness. It's like having Torchwood without Jack Harkness is like, Brady Bunch when they brought in Cousin Oliver. It just doesn't work. Well, like I said, I'm hoping that they aren't that stupid that they're just going to go, here's Torchwood, what's its nuts, with a whole new cast. No. Yet the BBC probably would have because they want to play it safe. But if I was RTD at this point, I'd be like, guys, I'm in charge of this stuff now. And that's Julia Gardner. Remember when you used to mess with Julia? Julie Gardner, I mean? You don't want to unleash that tornado. So, I don't know. It would not be Torchwood without Captain Jack. It would not be Torchwood without Gwen. Like I said, it's bad enough we lost, Yanto. We lost, Owen Harper. We lost Tosh. What are they going to do? Put, Constable Andy in charge? I think that was his name, wasn't it? Here's the thing. Even if they do bring in Martha Jones, no Jack, no Torchwood. Sorry, it's that simple. But like I said, I am seeing interesting things starting to drift into the inbox. And like I said, as soon as I have more info, we'll talk about it. Sorry, it's just, when it gets cold here, the air gets dry. A lot of people wrote, I do not like to watch videos of men sitting in dock cars, choking and coughing. And I'm like, who was smoking? This don't look like a cigarette, duh. But okay, Matter of fact, trust me, if you want, that would fit. Sadly, Yahoo's books, that would fit with Jack. I mean, oh God, I can't listen to Jack. With John putting out that post on Twitter. And I'm telling you right now, there will be a fan backlash. There will be. We shall take to the streets of Wales a march upon... Well, we can't march upon Rothlock because it ain't there no more. Oh, geez. Now, you see that, like I said, I've heard talks of spinoffs. But like I said, Torchwood, minus... As long as they don't try doing that Torchwood thing they did on Big Finish. Oh my God, it was Torchwood Barbie's... almost said Barbie's Angels. It was Torchwood Charlie's Angels in essence. Why is it that Chibnall had the stones to bring Captain Jack back to Doctor Who, yet Moffat didn't? And yet people jump on Chibnall's, are standing on his nuts like it's, oh. Yeah, it would be Bad Wolf, which is not too far from Rothlock. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from there. We'd have to give fans, we'd have to, put out people like, flyers and all that, point the direction. Yes, is this the angry mob? Yeah, you with the Torchwoods, you with the torches and the pitchforks. No, you're going over there. That's Bad Wolf. Okay, Yeah, Chibnall also, he brought back the Daleks. He made the Cybermen more powerful, which is what was definitely needed. The Cybermen were still in the minor leagues compared to the Daleks as far as powerful enemies go. And then by bringing in the Cyber Masters, definitely upped their game. they can now go toe to toe with the Daleks and stand a chance because they, guess what? I'm going to be regenerating. But, of course, that'll all be swept under the rug with the new regime, more than likely, because it always does. But like I said, I am hearing words of possible spin-offs, but I don't have any firm details yet. But sadly, at the same time, we got John Barrowman putting out a video where he's received some bad news. And it makes me wonder, have they decided to do a reboot of Torchwood? And it's like, okay, he made, with RTD's relationship with Freema Agyeman, it's possible they could bring in Martha Jones. I don't think she's working on anything right now at the moment, but she has done some stuff in the past. What I'd really like to see, and I'm hoping because a couple of years ago, RTD mentioned that he had sent an email, or he had discussed with Benjamin Cook the fact that he regretted ending the Sarah Jane adventures when he did. Now, we can all understand why they did, because, Liz Sladen's death was a shock. But you got to think, the house on Bannerman Road's been standing empty for too long, guys. I'd like to see, why not just call it 13 Bannerman Road or something like that? Bring in like Ace, some of the other companions that are still around, and have them take over the show, and bring in the old gang if they're available, because I'm gonna probably kill her name again. Anjali Mahindra is really busy these days, but I think Clyde's still around. The guy who plays Luke's still around. I don't know if he went into other things, but maybe that's today's question. Would a Torchwood reboot work without Jack Harkness? Because sadly, it all lines up. Now, the problem is, I don't know if RTD would go back to Bannerman Road, because then they would have to finally address Sarah Jane's passing. Or, the character. Or, in one story, but like I said, you'd have to really count on Sadie Miller wanting to do it, because it would be stepping into her mom's shoes. You have a situation where, Sarah Jane shows back up, but something's happened where her age has been reversed. Just a thought, but like I said, it would depend on if Sadie Miller would be wanting to do that. She does do a good job playing Sarah Jane on the way called Big Finish, from what I've heard. So, I got to get going, folks. I am already overdue to be heading for the door. But just some thoughts to ponder. I am hearing some possible words about spin-offs. I got other things drifting into the inbox now, which I didn't expect now that everything's moved over to Bad Wolf. And these are coming from legitimate sources, so that I've had before, that have come through. So maybe the doors have opened a little bit. Maybe we're going to get in there just a crack. It may be just big enough to get our big toe in. I hope they don't break it. So I got to get running. Everybody take care. Everybody out there, please remember, be kind, be calm, be safe. Remember today, be kind if you can. And we'll see you all on the flip side. I got to get going. Not like I'm in a hurry, but I have to. Take care, everyone. We'll hopefully see you all in the future.